Okay, so when you're done printing, you're just gonna have like these 6 TPU parts right there, like that. So this is the inner mechanism, and this is like the what the finger is. So when you print it, it's not gonna look like this. It's gonna look more like this, but I just have it like this because it wasn't a finger, and I just have to disassemble it real quick. And then these are the PLA parts. So we're gonna. So it's not gonna be like very formal. It's just gonna be like as we go. So you're first gonna put these two together like that. So like there's two different things. There's this one and there's this one. The difference is that these guys go up and these guys go down. It's different, as you see. So you're gonna stack those up, and then you're gonna put the pins just for now. Let's put it like here. It's not permanent. I'm just gonna put it on so like we can do something. Because like these are gonna be very I guess compliant. So just do this for now. And then first of all, we're gonna put these on. These are the sockets. I mean, I call it the dip shield. So what you first want to figure out is like, so this should be the inwards. That should be going inside, and that should be the outside. So outside is round, and then inside is something like that. So and then this is the top. That's the top, and that's the bottom. So you just want to slide it in there. So like you see these two holes, right? Two holes right here, not these, just the one that is the closest right there. So you're just gonna slide that on. Slide that on like that, and then for the same thing here. So make sure that it's this thing, like little bit curved instead of that round. So you just slide it in there, and then we're gonna put one pin each side, just for now. And then after that, we're gonna do the same exact thing on the other side. Not I mean, not really the same, but so also you have to make sure that when you see up here, right? When you see, actually, let's see down here, like this is gonna be like the outside, and that's the inside. So you first have to make sure that like which side is like a little bit of like that, like you see that little sticking out. So sticking out should be inside, and then it's smooth outside and sticking out inside. So when we do it here, you see those little things sticking out, right? So we're gonna do that, and then once we put it like that, it's gonna be like inside, outside. Okay. So the only difference here is that we're not gonna put these pins. We're just gonna put the thing on. So make sure that this sticking out is the inside. So when you're putting this on, make sure you don't do this. You gotta go on the other side, because the outside should be the round one. So you're gonna put this like that. It's basically the same thing. Actually, we're gonna okay, so we have this, right? So now this is the middle part. So for the middle part, we're gonna go like that, right there. So as I said, this is the top, that's the bottom, because there's two holes right there. So you're just gonna like put it on. No, actually, let's do something else first. So put the pin here in the middle guards, sheath, wherever. Put that there, and then you're gonna put the other TPO part now, this guy. So for this guy, you have to make sure that this line is going like to the left, not to the right, to the left. To the left, right? And then just push that in. And then it's gonna be a little tricky if it's like all stiff up, but it's gonna be easier for me because I already have the unstiff. So when you connect that thing, we're gonna have to do the same thing on the other side, like just like that. So just make sure it looks something like this, and then it's pointing outwards. And then same thing on the other side, but there you go. But now you have to make sure that, so like this was going down, right? Now we have to point it up instead of pointing it down like that. So point it up, put it in there, and then the same thing over here. So make sure that when you're putting this guy in, don't do this. Like, don't point it inwards. You have to point it outwards. So we're gonna do something like X here. Something like that. And then now we're gonna put this part, this middle part. So as you can see, these two guys are gonna go in here, and then the middle part, this guy is gonna go in here. So you have to make sure you line that up perfectly. So just put it in there like that. Just like that. So now we're gonna first put these guys in the middle right there. Also, when you're putting these in, only put these in like up until like right there. Right there. Don't go like past. So what I want you to do here is that, so like we have this little X thing here, right? Inside. And then we have to make sure that these, okay, let me just put it out for a second. So you have to visualize this. So in here you have to make sure that these little pins go like this. So like that. So like these pins are basically a guide. So like you can't really put it like that. Let's say like that. You can't put it on the same way. It has to be like this exact X. Like that. Also, later on we're gonna also put these pins, right? These right here. I'll just explain it now. So when you put these in, you also have to make sure that all these pins go inside. So it'll go inside like right there, in between the two TPU parts. So what I don't want you to do is either do something like this, like going like this guy's like outside of the ring there. Just make sure that everything is like inside like that. Alright, we're gonna put everything out. Also, tweezers are really nice for everything in this assembly. It just makes your life easier. So we're gonna put this guy back in. Make sure that you know what's the top, what's the bottom. Just look for these two little holes. Just put it on there. Just like that. In the middle, just make sure that these holes line up. Like that. And then make sure this is inside, not outside. So in between those. So we're gonna start from the middle. Just push those in for now. And then now you're gonna get the tweezers to make sure that it goes as we discussed last time. So yeah, like this is really tricky, but you'll get used to it. It's not that bad. So as you can see, it's in there, it's in between. And then make sure you only come out like this way, like about that much. about that so we can put the other side on. So now, you remember this thing, right? I guess just take those out now. Take those out. And then for you right now, it's going to be like very stiff like that. So it's going to be really hard to put it in. And then, yeah, just text me if you're having a problem with that. So now, we're also going to put these guys out. The outer parts we put in for stabilizing. So now, you also have to make sure that, so like there's this side, there's a side with like 2 holes, and there's a side with like 3 rows of holes. Just make sure you line that up. And then first you're gonna put these guys like that on the one side first. On one side first like that. And then bring the guy over here and then put it in the middle. You don't have to really be careful about that for now. And then just make sure that you line those up perfectly and then put it in here. Okay, it's gonna be quite challenging. Like that. Like that, just like that. Perfect. Just like that. And we're gonna finish it off by pushing it all the way in this middle part. And then just put these in now. Make sure that you follow the thing we talked about last time. So like don't make it so like this guy goes in like that. Like you're not supposed to see the pin like this. You have to make sure that the pins are always under these tendons. Like under, like that. Put that in. Also put this guy in. Make sure it's under. Just lift it up a little. Go under. Same for these guys. Lift it up a little. And go under. Lift it up a little. I mean, if you want to lift it up, just push it in there like that, and then it should come out like that. So we're basically done with like the core finger mechanism. And then don't put this for now, I'll explain that later. But so you're gonna have these 2 parts now. This is the fingertip, and that's the finger to MCP part. So finger to MCP, it basically means like just connector part. So this is the tip with 3 rows. So just put it in like that. So this little thing should face right, and then you just put it in like that. Boom. And then for this guy, it's just simple. Just push it in. Just like that, and then you can start pinning these guys down. Hold on. Make sure these are clean, because like these supports can get in the way sometimes. You just push that in, just like so. And then it might look something like this. It's not perfectly lining up. That's okay. Just push it in. Like that. Push it in. That's just to make sure like these 2 guys are like stable, because it can get quite flimsy. Same for the tip. We go in. So for these pins, I think you need 16 each finger. I mean, you're gonna need like 18 as I am gonna add like a TPU part here a little, and then you're gonna pin these down. But as for now, I'm not gonna cover that. So now that we have a working finger, so I'm gonna explain the cabling and the other things later. but that's basically how we do it. And then these screw holes are so that you can make sure. So let's just put it in. So these holes are to make sure that the fingers always go 90 degrees. What I mean by that is when you just do this, right? It might go like when you pull it with the actual tendon, it might go like this or like that, like at the 90-degree angle. So you're gonna have to calibrate that by hand. And then these are just M2 screws. I think you can just buy a kit on Amazon. I can just send you the link. But yeah. I just honestly just put it in the second slot. So there's first, second, and then you just put these guys in. Like that. The rubber bands. So for this guy, I mean, it really depends. Like, you just gotta calibrate it. For me, this works. So, I mean, it's not perfect, but it should be okay. Alright, that's basically the finger assembly for now. Then just put the bearings in here, and then I'll talk about these guys on the other video. Yeah. Alright, let's say you're done with the finger. I'm gonna use the thumb as an example. So, as stated in the slides, I'm gonna first cut these guys up, cut the tendon. So as I said in the slide, so this is the starting point, and then you're just gonna start from there and then just unwrap it once and twice for the yellow one. So just cut that, and then for the for the MCP ones, they're gonna be 3 turns. So start from there, and then just 1, 2, and 3, and then that should be good. And then just cut it up right there. Yeah, I already got the other one, so let's start off with the finger curl thing. So when you're done assembling, it's gonna look something like this for the thumb. So first I want you to just have this, and then insert this, the 2 circumference long one, into that thing first. So that's the tip, and that's the finger at the bottom. So I want you to put it in here first, if it goes in. And then also when you're working with the strings, like sometimes it's not stiff enough, so it just won't go in. Just get yourself something like this, and then just push it in little by little, and then that should be good. And then so get the end part. So now you want to insert it into this hole, that hole right there. So that's the fingertip hole. Then just put it all the way out. So just push it in and then put it all the way out. Just make sure that it doesn't collide with anything else. Just push it out like that. And I'm just gonna pin these down for now because I forgot to do that. Alright, so the top shouldn't move now. Alright, after that, now I want you to put the tip guy into the 3rd slot here. So there's 1, 2, 3. And then, like, it can be dirty sometimes, just try to straighten it out. And then just put it in there like that. Just like that. So you should look something like this, going in from here all the way to there. And then I want you to just knot, make one little knot here. Just like that, a simple knot, and then just push it all the way down. And then it should be on there, right there. And then get the TPU skin part, which looks like this. Like that's for the tip, and then just insert that like that there, and then pin those down. And then now it should be good. And then after you're done, I'm not sure if this is pinned down for you right now, but I'm gonna pin these down because I don't have them pinned down right now. Just pin them down, and then you have the finger right here. And then after you're done with that, right, you probably don't have these two pins right here. And then this is for it to go smoothly, so like when you do that, it just goes all the way out, and then these pins stops it from going all the way out. So just pin these down, and then it should be good, just like that. Alright, so that's the yellow line as presented, and then we're gonna move on to the blue line, or was it green? It is, no, it's a green one. Okay, get the long one, the 3 circumference one, and then there's gonna be like a little hole here, like a little hole right there, and then I want you to put it through, just like that. Just put it all the way through, and then while you're doing that, just grab the 2 ends here and then just straighten it out, so like it's like equal on each side. And then after you've done that, just grab one by like one side right here, and then this is the tricky part. So I'm not sure if you can see it right here, but so you need the string to be like up there, not like down here, up there. So when it's up there, right, you're gonna bring the one end, so I'm using this end right here, and then you have to reinsert it. So you gotta make sure those things are up there so it has some space to go in by. So just insert it. Now this is quite tricky. I could increase the size a little, but yeah. Hold on. So it needs to go to the like the bottom, not the top of this guy. So this guy needs to go under this guy. And then after you've done that, where did it go? Oh my god. Okay. I just put it back in again. Right there, and then just straighten it out like that. So another thing to be careful here, so when you're doing that, this guy, the end might be in here, which just which just knots the whole thing. Just so make sure that it's like outside here. So like they're like 2 different things. And then around like here, like where the thing can go in, just insert it right there and tie a knot. Right there, just tie a knot. Like that. Just like that, and then same thing for the other side. So insert it right there on the bottom. Boom, and then make sure that these 2 ain't colliding. So like this should be on the top and this should be on the bottom, like that. Top and bottom. It shouldn't be like this guy is like up here and then this guy is at the bottom. So this guy should be at the top and this guy should be at the bottom. Like they should be like completely separated. And then now go back up and then just push it through and tie a knot again. So when you're tying this knot, just go like up and down and then just spin it from both sides like that. And then that is good for the MCP up and down like that. And then now, hold on, so I forgot to put the pins here. Just make sure these 4 pins are in first, like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just gonna insert this guy now because I forgot to do that. All right, just insert them here, just like that. And then when it's inserted, you see that little hole, right? Like hole right there. I want you to put all the 3 tendons into that hole from this side where it's gonna connect. I suggest just putting it one by one. So there's 1, and there's 2. Oh, there's 2. And there is 3. Where's 3? And there's 3. Okay, just like that. And then just push it all the way. And then just grab like somewhere tight around here and then just push this guy in. Is that the right orientation? Nope. This side. Like that. Then that should be good. Also make sure the pins are in here first, which I forgot, but don't do that. And then now for the final tendon, it's gonna be the same exact thing. Same exact thing as the last one, the MCP one. Put that in, 2 end here, and then just straighten it out, and then grab it by one side, and then get one side, and then make sure it goes below. I mean, it's, you can just find another way to knot this, but these like tendons just have to be in their place, or there will be a lot of errors. Just like that. Remember, as I said, this shouldn't be on the top, this should be at the bottom, so just push that in. And then once it's there, push that in again to knot it. Just like that. I mean, this is stuff that doesn't really move that much. I mean, kind of moves, I guess. Just knot it really tightly. Okay. Same thing on the other side. So let it go through the bottom, and then this one line should be at the bottom, and then one more time, just knot it like that, and then boom, should be done with everything now. Okay. So these are the 5 tendons on each finger. So that's the yellow one, and these guys are the green ones, and that's the blue one right there. And then now, so for the thumb, I'll just show you how to put it. So this is just like a small version of this, like just that, so don't worry about what this is. So the way to put it is, so every single hole's like right here is gonna be like 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 2 and 3, and 2 and 3, something like that. And then these 2 holes are specifically for these 2, the blue lines. The blue lines and the 3 lines are for these guys. And then, so first figure out which orientation it's gonna go in. It's gonna go in like that. Like that, so just put this on the ground. So we know this guy wants to go into this hole, this left hole. Hold on. Try to put these 2 guys first. It will just make your life easier. You can just put it in like that, and then it should come out from whatever hole there is. And then after that, just put the other guy in. Other guy right there. So it's like the same exact process for other 4 fingers, the index, middle, ring, and pinky. Yeah. So after you've done that, so you first have to find what's the yellow and what's the blue line. So just pull them, honestly. Just pull them. That's the blue line. That's the blue line, and that's the yellow line because the finger moves. So first you wanna put the yellow one first so you don't get messed up later. So yellow one is always in the middle. The middle one right there. Just put that in, and then it should come out like so. And then when you're doing the blue ones, just make sure that they're not tangled, like they're not intersecting each other like in there, like you see in there. So the right one goes up like that, so I'm just gonna put it in. I mean the orientation of the green ones, the MCP up and down doesn't really matter because we can just change the counterclockwise and clockwise of the motor itself, but yeah. Alright, so I'm having a problem where it doesn't go in that well. Okay, never mind. But when you're having that problem, just get a tweezer and just push it in like that. That should make your life easier. Okay. Then the last one, like that. Just push it in little by little. And they should come out like that. Okay. So you're gonna check if any of these are like intersecting. They're not. They're in their respective region. So that should just go straight down. That's good. So just get these like straightened out a little. Straightened out like that, and then just pull, and then bam, like that. Also, when you're tensioning these later, you have to make sure that they're in line of where they're supposed to be. Like this should be straight and not like out of the line here. Like for example, like it shouldn't be like that. It should be in their respective region. So like for example, like this is out of place. So when you're tensioning them later, just make sure these are in place before you tension it. Like that. Yeah, just get a tweezer, it'll just make your life easier. Yeah, so that's basically it for tensioning. You can just use the same exact thing for these guys. Just put the finger down, put these two holes first, and then the middle, then left or right, doesn't matter. Okay, when you're done lining up the thumb from the last video, let's get the other 4 fingers. So that's the index, middle, ring, and pinky. So you have to make sure that for the index, there's a thing coming to the right. So this is what's gonna limit the movement right there. Same for the pinky, it should be on the left. Just right there, and then that should stop the movement. And for these guys, you don't need it. I'm gonna show example of index, and then I'm just gonna skip everything. So as I said in the thumb video, you want to start with the MCP side to side first. So these two guys. So index goes right here. So index goes right here, so just place the finger down. And then get the right side, so like right from there. Right side, and then just put it in like that, and then wait for it to come out from the other side. And then just make sure these guys are out of the way when you're doing these two. That in, and then it's out. Alright, simple as that. And then for these guys, you have to make sure like which way it is. So just pull on one, so that makes it go up. So that's gonna be on the right side. And then this guy curls the finger up, so it's gonna be on the middle, and then since this guy pulls it backwards, it's gonna be on the left. So again, finger curl in the middle, the push thing on the left, and then the pull on the right. And you have to make sure like they don't collide inside here. It's okay to do. Sometimes they're not the easiest. Okay. So I have it set up like that. Just make sure it's easy for you to. Oh, never mind. That's the middle. And that's the right. So let's put the middle first. Middle first, right there. Comes out from the other side. And like that, and then the right, it should go up. Pull it out. And lastly, the left, which moves it down. And then for the index, so the way it works is that's the index, this part is the index, and I think that part was the middle, that was the pinky, and that's the ring finger. It's gonna be on the slides of which one is which, but that's the index right now. So just pull the index like that, just slightly, and then push it all the way back, and then put it on the bearing here. Put it in the bearing, and then just push it all the way back. So we're gonna have something like this. So I'm gonna come back after putting every single one of those. So I forgot to mention one thing, just make sure that these are all straight and not like colliding with each other. Let me just pull it back, and then you can see that they're all straight here. They're not really colliding. Straight from there, straight from there, straight from there. Yeah, I just focus on that. Okay, I'm done with all the 4 fingers. Gonna look something like this. Lots of cables. So first you wanna pull all these back, and then just do one by one, carefully. So first the index. So index is right there. So just like pull these aside and then pull it. Okay, pull it and then insert it right there. Same for the other guys. So the middle is right there. So just pull it. Wait, hold on. Let me see. You just gotta make sure where these are coming from. So what I just did was something like, okay, something like that. Just make sure the 5 holes go each like just like that. Yeah, once you've done that, it should be easy to tell which of the 5 lines you're looking for. So this is that's the middle, so we don't need that. That's the pinky, we don't need that. And then that's the thumb. That's the middle. Okay, let's push that in. just like so, and then this guy, pull it all the way and then push it in the bearing. Same for this, push it in the bearing. And then now get this part. So for you guys, there's gonna be something like sticking out in these two sides, and that's for you to line these up around there and there. But I don't have it. I didn't want to print everything again. So just put it all in and then screw it down. Yeah, I got an electric screwdriver, which is very handy. Alright, now you have this. A full hand with a lot of lines. Okay, so what you want to do now is I'm gonna... Hold on. So I changed the camera angle so it's easier to see now. So we're gonna take this part now. So it's gonna be I for index, T for thumb, M for middle, P for pinky, and R for ring finger. So for you guys, it's gonna be like all the way through so you can see from the top, but I don't have that in this version. So as I said last time, just push that out like the 5 lines, just like that, like that. Very neat. Okay, now it's the hard part. Let's put these back. And then now I need you to put these lines into these little holes. It's gonna be very stressful, but we gotta do it. So, so that's the palm, right? That's the palm. And then you need the palm to face R. So palm going up, and then it's gonna be the R side. So when you like stick this on, it's gonna be like this, something like that. I mean, you can just check which finger is which by just pulling it, like pulling the middle one. Where's the middle one? The middle one right there. Yeah, so you can see that that's the ring finger. So start from the top two. So you see like there's 3 and 2 at the bottom, right? Just start from the top 3. No, actually start from the top bottom, like these 2 guys. So put 3 like just up like that so it's easier to see. And then so there's another thing that we're gonna be doing. So later on we're gonna have these guys, and then these guys go here like that, right? So that's gonna come from the left to the bottom here. So the bottom hole to there, and then for the top thing, the top guy is gonna from the top hole to there. So I'm just explaining this so you don't question like why it's like that. So on the right, it's always gonna be on these 2, other than like these middle. And then for the left, it's always gonna be the farther one. So on the right is the close one, and then on the far right is the far one. So that's the right one. So we're gonna have to put it in here, in the middle here. No, wait. Yeah, just put it at the very last slot. So right there, just like that. And then for this guys, same spot, like at these, and then it's gonna be at the further one because it's on the left side. So now when you pull these guys, it's gonna move left and right, as you can see. Left, right. And then for the other guys now. So for the middle one, just put it right here. Just put it right there on the right side. I mean, you can put it on that side, but it's just a matter of if you want to pull the motor counterclockwise or clockwise. But just put it on there. And then for these guys, it's gonna be the right one in the middle right there, and then the left one right there. Just like that. So when you pull it now, when you pull this one, okay, when you pull that one, it's gonna come up. So pull that up, it's gonna come up, pull that, it's gonna go down, pull that, finger's gonna curl, and then right and left. So do the same exact thing for the other 5 slots. Okay, so this is after you put everything through. Just like that, and then now we're gonna have to assemble them. So to do that, you first need these screws. These are the M3 by 15 millimeter eye. So get that, and then let me get yeah, okay. So just grab one for now. And then just put it in one of the sides, like whatever. You just gotta line them up first. So this looks like a mess, but you gotta. So as I said before, just do that again. 5. So each 5 holes going into these little slots. Then after that, you're gonna. So for me, it's on the left of the R, so that's the R, the ring fingers, so we're gonna put it in there. So you're gonna make sure like these lines are not touching like in between. Just make sure they're like in their slots when you're doing this. Just put it in like that and then screw it in a little. So I don't know what screwdrivers you guys are using, but I made like a little hole so like you can try to screw in it. But if you can't go in like this, just get like a L driver. I don't know what's that called, but it looks like an L, then just like shaft it right there. Okay, let's get this in first. So that's in. Let's pull all the strings down for now, and then get another screw, and then try to put it on the opposite side, and then try to find the hole that you're trying to go into. Okay, I made a little mistake there, and then just try to line those up, and then there we go, that's the one. Okay. Now it's kind of stable. Oh, that's bad actually. Alright, I made a mistake. Don't make a mistake like that. I'll come back. Okay, now it's good. It's completely in the middle. Like that. So now pull these guys down. And then I'm just gonna put all the screws back and come back. Okay, I'm done screwing those in, and at this point, if you're wondering what this is the Xiaomi electric screwdriver. Comes with all these different types, and you can just pop it in. It's like 40 bucks. It's really nice. I usually really get it, honestly. Okay, now that we have done that, we have all these nice strings coming down. So just pull in the middle to see which one is which. That's the ring, and then that's the pinky. Okay, so now you're gonna get this part. I already put the motors in, but that's what the part looks like, this little part here. And then when you're screwing these in, so when you get the Dynamixel motors, you're gonna get two type of screws, like the long one and like the little short one. Use the long one for these guys. Okay, once you put the motors in, now you're gonna put these guys in. So this is like this is made by Orca Hand, and then this is their like ratcheting tensioner. It's really nice. Okay, so you're gonna put 2 screws or 4 screws, like whatever you want, or whatever you have, and then so I'm assuming that you got the M2 screw pack, and then just get the hex in there, like it's in there, and then these are pretty tough to get it in. So a little trick is that, so like screw it in with your screw and then just push it in there, and then like bang it against like table, and then just like really push it in, and then that should be easy. That's what I did. Okay, so you're gonna get these M2 4mm tapping screws. These guys, these little guys, and then just put all of them in there. So you're gonna need 3 of these guys. So I'll screw that in and come back. So when you're done, you're gonna make 4 more of that. And then for the cables, this could be tricky. So first, insert that like on the top, and then like wrap it around here, and just try to push it in like that. That's one way. That's, I guess, the easy way. Or okay, so another way to do this is first insert the 2 just like that, and then where you insert it is important, and then there has to be like this little thing coming out. So just, you have like this, twist it, put it on one side, and then put these lines in like one by one. And then like when you feel like it can't go through, just like push these wires closer to this line here, and then that should be it. But this is one way, and then I think the other way is easier, but you can do either way. Just wrap it, and then do that like that. And then after you're done with that, just put another cable at the right bottom, and then this is so it can connect with the other blocks, the motor blocks, and then put it on the top there, something like that, but that's for later. And then So these are 7, 8, 9. So make sure you number these, and then hold on. So hold on. So this is what I have, but yours are gonna look like this. Just line these up. So R to R, and then just name it 1, 2, 3, P, P, something like that. So it should be very easy. So after you've done putting all the screws in, like so, you're gonna put this part on. For you guys, it's lined up, so it should be fine. Okay. Okay. Like that, and then for now I'm just gonna put one screw in because it's not that important for now. Okay, I'll be back. Alright, I just put 2 screws in. So now you can make this guy stand like that. Okay, so we're gonna get this motor right here. So this is gonna be, which finger is this? That's the ring finger. So first, these are gonna be easy. Just slide it in right here, and then for you guys, there's gonna be like screw holes on the top and the bottom, so you can like screw this in like in place, but I don't have that feature. Just slides in. So first at first you're just gonna wanna take the middle guys, where is it? Yeah, middle one that goes up and down. So do the left one first. So when you're actually doing this, right, you have to make sure, so as you can see, like back here, like it's not in their slot right now, which is a bad sign. So just hold on, let me just fix it. Okay, so when you're doing this, you gotta make sure they're in their respective region. So like not like that going down there, you have to be on this line. So after you've done that, just pull it down a little, and then just push it down like so. Okay. Okay, so for these guys, there's like a little 2 holes here, and then this guy, you're gonna go up and down on the left side. It's pretty tight, so just use a tweezer and push that out. Okay, so pull that in, and then spin it around like 1 or like 2 times, doesn't really matter. Just 2 times until this guy comes back. And then tie a little, so just go back a little, and then tie a little knot close to that spot. Just like so. And then go until it hits that spot. So go until like this little sticking out thing goes all the way in, or you can just like put it in like that. Okay, just put it in like that, and then keep spinning until it stops. So now you can see if I go down and spin that, it's gonna go back up like that. Okay, after you've done that, you're gonna come to the other left one, the one that goes side to side. Same thing. So when you see in here, okay, that's in their spot, and then the right one, yeah, that's where it's supposed to be. So these guys don't really matter, but sometimes they're like railed off, like the lines right there is kind of railed off, so you have to just make sure that they're in their region. Okay, anyways, get the left one, do the same exact thing. So right to left, doesn't go all the way in, just use a tweezer, push it in, just like that. And then you're gonna spin it like once or twice. Actually, just like spin it once. Doesn't really matter, but just do it once. Okay, and then do that and then spin it until, or you can just put it in yourself. So as you can see, that little knot is pretty far away from the hole, so just get this guy out of the way and then just push that in there. By pulling it from the other side. Okay, now that's in there, just keep spinning until it's like that. Until it just doesn't go. Okay, now we're gonna work on the finger curl. So for this guy, it's gonna go from the right. So spin it until you see like two little dots. I don't know if you can see it, but there's gonna be two little dots there. And then, oh, not bad. And after you find it, just, actually it's easier when it's like down here, so now it's like that, and then pull it in. Same for this guy, spin it like once or twice. Just gonna spin it like 1.5, just like there, and then just knot it close to that spot. So when you want to knot it close to that spot, like you can't just do that. You gotta like push these guys like in there and then knot it. Okay, just keep going until it hits the spot again. As you can see, if it hits the spot, it just keeps coming. So that means you're good for that guy. Okay, now for the fun part. So we're gonna get these extra two parts and then just push that in there. It should fit perfectly. And then thank you Orca Hand for making this. This is like actually amazing. So this little part is the, I don't know, the spacer. I don't really know what it's called, but that's a spacer, and this is the M2 10mm long one. So just put that in there. And then before you put the thing in, like screw it in, just take that and then push it that way. So like push it that way. Make sure it's not like that way. Just go up and down from the side, like so, and then like spin it once or twice. One, two, and then just knot it real close to that spot. And then for these guys, since it's like off there, you can just do that and then just push it so the knot goes in there, and then just spin it back. Spin it back and then put this guy in here and then line it up right there. Okay. So same for this guy. Before you like screw these like in, make sure like these guys are in their respective region. There we go. So let me find a screw for this. Okay. Just screw it in. So if it doesn't screw in, like you didn't put the hex bolt like all the way in from last time. So when you actually spin it now, it moves, which is pretty cool. And then, yeah, let's finish the other part first. Let's say I'm just gonna use a blue thing here, just to make it a little fun. Same thing, go up and down. Wait, hold on. Sometimes there's like a print error that you have to look out for. And then you'll know like if it just doesn't go in. Just clean that up and then push it in. Actually, this is not going all the way in, so I'll just use the black ones. So these are pushed all the way in, so we'll have no problem with that. I think it's because those blue guys are in PETG and they're not really that good at printing these kind of things. So around there, spin it like once. No, not spin that. Spin this once or twice. Just 1.5. And then knot it right there. And push it all the way in like that, and then spin it up. Just make sure this little thing doesn't get in the way. And we're gonna cut these off later. I mean, you can cut off them now if you think you need to cut them off now, but I'm gonna cut them off later. Same thing, spacer and 3mm long. M2 screw goes in. Just like that. So now spin that, spin that, spin that, just like that. Awesome. Okay, so why did I just straight up copy this from the Orca hand is that you can actually tension this. So there's like the little tensioner thing. And then what I mean by tension is like these are not really like tensioned up. So as you can see, like this guy can move without moving the motor, this guy too. So what you want to do is, oh, it's a good angle. Okay. So spin it to the right like really fast, like almost like instant. And then now you can see that little, even if I move a little bit, the motor also moves, which means it has been tensioned good. The same thing for this guy, side to side, just a little quickie, and then same thing. You move a little and then that guy moves too. So you can just tension it every time that you think it's loose. And then this is gonna be easier to tension like if the motors are actually on, because it's gonna resist your movement. But when it's not on, you can just like move it like really fast, or just hold down the bottom one, and then it should be good. And for this guy, for the top, I guess I'll just use that to tension it a little. That guy, the broken guy. Okay. Now as you can see, up and down, and side to side. Great. Now do the same thing for the rest of them, but so just work in like clockwise direction. So since we are going with 1, 2, 3, we're gonna grab 4, 5, 6. And then 4, 5, 6 is going to be which finger? It's gonna be the index. So as I said last time, I told you to put one line, one connecting line right there on the bottom right, And then 456 doesn't have that, so I'm just gonna put that on. Just make sure these are on before you actually put them in, so you don't have to hassle like me. I just did there. Okay, so put it up there, on top, and then get these lines out of the way, and then just slide it in. Just slide it in like that. Boom. Okay. And then this is gonna be like a little annoying, but you can fix it by just on the top, hook it there, and then on the bottom, hook it on the bottom. Just like that, and then it should be good. And just push it in there. Like that. The same thing over again. So let's look at the index. So that's the right and left, down and up, down and up. Oh, there's an example. Look at that. That's it. That's out of the line, right? Just make sure that's in the line, like that. Let's check. Oh, there's another example. That's like all the way in, and then you can just fix it by, hold on, just push it out. Hold on, this, like that. And then inner one, let's see the inner one, that seam is good, so this index should be fine. So, oh, never mind. So right and left, up and down, and then the curl. Yep. So I'll be back when I'm done with all the fingers. Actually, hold on. So there's one exception, actually two exceptions for the thumb. The same rule doesn't really follow. Like it's just like wherever it goes, it's not like that side to side, and that's up and down. And then also another exception is the middle finger. This guy. So for the middle finger, it's actually these middle two that go side to side. So just remember that. I mean, you can just see from the motor movement, but that's I just have to highlight that. Yeah, so I made a little mistake here. That's going out that way. That's not good. So, but there's an easy fix. Just pull that out. Look at the bottom. Oh, okay. Look at the bottom, and then just try to pull it out. Where did it go? Oh, it's this way. So just here. So if you like keep moving this guy, just get some light in there. So that's the mistake. And then if you keep moving, you see that guy moving. Just get a tweezer, pull that guy out. Okay, we're almost there. Just like that. And just put it back. And you're good. Just put it back. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Now that's an easy fix for whenever you have a problem with that.